you doing?
Yo.
Welcome back to Leather Helmet Fandom Podcast. As always, you're here joined with me, Caleb, and Josh, my brother, Consman. We are going to be going over, we're going to be talking about week one for the sports book, and then we'll go on over to our Thursday night bets just like we did last week, and we'll do the spin of the wheel. But before we get into that, please subscribe, and if you're not subscribed, if you're already subscribed, unsubscribe and resubscribe, like and share the video. It's the least you could do. That's all I'm asking. If you don't want to watch video, then don't watch video. It is what it is. But I highly suggest it if you're trying to make money. So pass it over, Josh. You get this started.
I say that yet, but
yeah. Stay with me and ride it hard, and you'll be good. Promise.
All right. So as always, just like last year, we are head-to-head each week in our sportsbook bets. I took the L this week, so I'm going to spin this wheel real quick, and then we'll go over our last week overview. Let me just roll this wheel for us. All right, let's see what I'm starting out with. Huh?
It disappeared.
It disappeared. Oh, we're going to roll one more time, so we're just not going to count this.
Sounds good. All right,
I got a good one.
Put it back
that
up.
Kind of sucks, but whatever.
Here we go. You still got the def chip in there? Because I still had the def chip.
I gotta add that.
Oh, dude.
Okay, I'll take that
Slapfest.
one. All right, so Slapfest.
We got to figure out something to come up. We're gonna be doing this next podcast of the Sunday bets, by the way. Just so you know.
Punishment will roll through next cast of this week. So Slapfest for me. We'll see how surprising that is when he walks in with some giant.
I'm reading your comments here. It says winner chooses anything to slap him 3 times. I don't think we did 3 times last time.
No, it was just saying how many times we
can spin it.
No, it's on the wheel.
Yeah, like how many times we can land on it.
Yeah. I don't think it's necessary. One slap's good.
All right.
So just overviewing last week. So definitely a down week for me. I started off down.
Look at that, baby.
What? You're positive?
Positive. I was very positive.
Much more.
Yeah. On Sunday, I was feeling hot. If anyone saw it on our social medias, I bet what was his name? Jordan or something like that. What? KC's third string tight end to score a touchdown. Yeah, Fortson to score a touchdown, and that John hit beautiful 25. It was
but you didn't post that, did you?
I posted it on social media. I didn't say to go do it, but I posted that up saying I want it because that's what we do low key. We have some sleeper ones we're just doing, making on the side. We're not going to tell you to do it because we don't feel as comfortable. But it hit, gave me that $200 cash, so I decided to bet more on Monday, and obviously it was straight downhill because fucking Russell Wilson sucks big balls apparently and can't throw to his receivers.
I would not blame it all on him. I would blame someone the coaching. When you go for a field goal with a minute left and it's 4th and 5? It was 4th and 1.
Yeah. That's the very last play of the game. Come on now.
Why would you not go for it?
Stupid. But this dude didn't throw to his wide receivers, his 2 main wide receivers, until like the second quarter, maybe even the second half.
Yeah, it was late in the second quarter.
Like, what are you doing, dude? There's your 2 elite wide receivers, and then they started doing it, and they started moving.
They were still moving
because of Javonte Williams. That's why. It
just really wasn't. They just weren't finishing in the red zone. Like, the game should have been at least one more score up, if not 2 or 3. So right there, if you look at the yardage comparison between the Broncos and the Seahawks, there was no comparison.
It had to be like the second biggest underdog that won this week.
Oh yeah, my Survivor League, like it was just like red. Like at least like half the people picked the fucking Broncos. But yeah, that definitely threw me the negative for my Broncos Colts parlay. That was my lock of the week. So stressful week, but it was fun to watch.
It was fun,
I would admit. Another bad beat I had was, I called it a bad beat mainly because I took the ladder for Kyler Murray's rushing. And if anybody watched the game, he had 29 yards in the first 5 minutes of the game. So like halfway through the first quarter, and then he ran 2 more times, if that, the whole game. So I ended at 29 yards. Didn't even hit the 32.5. I thought it was guaranteed after the first quarter. So that sucked, especially because why wouldn't he run? I mean, nobody was really catching the ball. Like Zach Ertz might have been like the
Do you have any bets?
reception leader. Actually, no, it was Dortch.
Dortch? Who's that?
He was above Marquise Brown. The head. He had the most targets and receptions for the Cardinals.
No, I have no clue.
In like a 60-point game. It was pathetic. I'm like, bro, just run the ball.
Did you have any bets end because of injuries? Because I didn't actually.
No. I mean, DJ Moore sucked ass, but yeah, no injuries surprisingly at all. Why, you had some injuries?
No, I was just saying, like, usually I get one, especially with how much injuries happened. I wouldn't even say how much, but like Najee Harris, I took anytime touchdown score, and he got hurt like right after he got the touchdown. So
yeah,
that was a little bit lucky.
Also, shout out to Henderson. If you weren't listening last Thursday night, called it. He was going to get more work. Cam's still very sluggish. I mean, he did miss the anytime TD. We would have hit that big long shot, but that's okay. He can make up for it.
Yeah, my other ones were just
You're right here if you need it.
I got them on my screen, but I think my week was solely based off of 1 point, 1 yard. I should say actually.
Yeah, you're right.
My lock hit by 1 yard. He didn't go over 14 receiving yards, and then my other parlay, Jonathan Taylor didn't go over 14 by hitting 14.
That you should just bet all 14 and a half.
All 14.
It's a lucky number. 14 is a lucky number. Why not try it out?
But then I also would have won another bet if Swift went over 32 when he ended at 32 receiving yards. I was pretty pissed about that. So it's like I won or lost by a point. I made out the best.
The ones you won and lost by a yard, pretty much a half yard. You went 3 for 4. Like, you can't be mad about that. You literally hit 3 out of 4.
I think there's only 2 of them. I mean, 3 of them.
No, because you had a parlay with one. You had one separate, and then you had your lock in Singletary.
Yeah, but JT's parlayed them separate because...
Yeah, but it's 2 different bets you still made that would have both not hit if he went over.
Yeah, but I was thinking, like, Hines might not hit this over rather than JT.
And Hines only won. You want half yard over.
No. He had like 30 or something. I'll look into it, but...
All I know is... luck is definitely on your side because that was
week 1, yeah. But I mean, last year luck was not in my side, so it's got to be gambling, dude. You're either gonna win some or you lose some. Most of the time, you're probably gonna lose, but as long as you stay over that 50%, it's good. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I was not anywhere near 28% when.
I would have to say though, I was very happy.
It's very strange we bet the same units. Like I did not try to do that at all.
How many total units did we bet?
20.5 each for the week.
Wow, that is weird. Where did I get the 0.5 parlays? Yeah, what I was really proud of was Tom Brady's underpassing actually really hit, and it's solely because of the game script, I guess, was correct, and he didn't have to throw that many. That was the first time I won a freaking over-under passing in a long time, so I'm pretty hyped about that one, to be honest. But look for JT again. If you guys are listening, under receiving. I just don't think he's going to get the workload like he did last year because I just think they view Hines after paying him as that receiving down guy. So as long as he doesn't break away with one, I think, unless they just keep lowering and lowering. I mean, this 14.5 is already low as it is. So if it gets much lower than that, I don't know. But
yeah, I feel like that's
one catch basically sometimes.
Yeah, like if he's wide open in a screen, or he gets like 2 good blocks, he might break off in one run.
But it was just week 1 against friggin' Texans, and of course they fucking tied them. That's ridiculous. But I thought they were going to be able to blow him out, and obviously he had over 100 rushing yards, so they could have blown him out, but whatever happened, happened. So we'll jump into week 2 or Thursday.
Thursday night games. Yeah, sure. So we can roll right into our Thursday night picks.
I think this will probably be the best Thursday night game, I'm hoping. Actually, I'm not hoping. I hope they're all phenomenal. But it's Chargers versus KC, I believe, at KC. It's KC's first home opener. So, yeah, we could just jump right into it. What's your first bet of the night for Thursday?
I'll start out hot with my favorite pick. I actually play this quite often throughout the playoffs, so I'm going to ride with it. Playoffs of last year, that is. So I'm going McKinnon over 17.5 receiving yards. So anybody who hasn't been watching the Chiefs or didn't watch too much or forgot about the playoffs, McKinnon was like killing it. Like his usage in the playoffs was insane, mainly because Clyde Edwards was just not used, partially because of injury. But over the span of the playoffs and this first game, so 4 games in a row, he is averaged over 4 targets per game and over 9 yards per reception. So he's pretty much averaging over 30 yards, receiving yards, that is, specifically, in the last 4 games with the Chiefs. I mean, he's only had 2 seasons with the Chiefs, but he's primarily always the pass back. With this being against the Chargers, I just feel like the Chargers, they're more of a pass rush defensive line than they are as a rush defense. Because, I mean, last year they ranked as one of the worst, and they didn't look too much better against the Raiders. I mean, they let Josh Jacobs, who personally I think is ass when it comes to.
I looked at his numbers. I was like, wow, Josh Jacobs did this. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. He was averaging like 6 yards per carry, and then just last week, the Chargers allowed over 12 yards per reception to Josh Jacobs and Brandon Bolden. Granted, Bolden's a very good pass catcher, but just between them trying to get it out, Mahomes is going to try to get out quick because of the pass rush. They had 6 sacks last week, Chargers. So I think they're going to put pressure on them a lot more than the Cardinals did.
Definitely. But Mahomes is Mahomes.
Yeah. But I just think it's going to be a closer game than the Cardinals one. It's not going to be a blowout. So they're not going to have like, I don't know, Picheo, Pifalaleo.
Yeah.
They're not going to have Pacheco, on the field as much. They're going to use a lot more McKinnon and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And if they happen to get down just because Herbert goes off, like McKinnon's getting in for the passing down work 100%.
Yeah.
So on top of that, I mean, it's probably nothing, but Juju did get a small injury. He showed up on the injury report.
And shout out to Juju, all the Juju haters out there in the entire world. He goes over to good offense and
barely did anything.
He was the number one. Easily the number one wide receiver there. And that's what's up.
I would still say Kelsey's the number one. Not wide receiver, but
that's what I'm saying. Number one wide receiver was Juju. Like, that's pretty damn good.
I would say after week 1, I wouldn't jump to any conclusions. Like, Mahomes is going to spread the ball out all year.
He's going to spread the ball out, but Juju plays the slot, so he's going to get majority of the workload.
So now that he's a little banged up, another person that takes away
this dude's
short.
Always play bang up.
All I know is McKinnon over 17.5. Like, that's it. I got 2.5 units on it. It's negative 114 odds. I got to recheck my other books to see if I can get any better odds, but
I like it. All right, well, jumping over to my first one. I'm going with it again, dude. I'm telling myself not to do it, but it's there. Thursday night games, Monday night games, and it's only one game. You don't got much bets to look at.
Yeah.
But Justin Herbert over 279.5 passing yards. I believe Mahomes is at like 295. I was like, Mahomes is over and Justin Herbert's is lower than his. Like, come on now. I think Justin Herbert's going to easily have more passing yards than Mahomes will be. If that's a bet, I would definitely place that all day. Only because I think with how KC's running backs looked last week, I think they're going to be able to not do the same, like you said, because it's Chargers, but I think they could definitely hold their own. He's not going to be able to have to pass as much as Herbert's going to have to pass. But anyway, I got that minus 114, 1 unit. Last game, he got 279, so obviously right on the dot. I don't know if that's where Vegas got their number from, but if it is, that's stupid as shit, to be honest, in my eyes. Versus the Raiders with only 26 completions and 34 attempts. Now, to be honest, that's pretty close to his average. But like I just said, I think he's going to be throwing it more this game than he normally would. I believe Eckler only got like 4 receptions and 4 targets last game, and that usually doesn't happen either. Sometimes he usually gets more targets.
I think it was actually 3 and 4. It's low for him.
No, I think he went 4 for 4. It might have been 3 for 4. I think I saw. But now they're the dogs, and they're the dogs by 4.5. Which obviously the home thing is, I think they have it at 3, right? If you're home, you usually get 3
you
points.
usually get 2.5 to 3.
Yeah. So, but still, that's 4.5 versus the Chargers that are just as close as the Chiefs are to win the Super Bowl on the odds. And for 4.5, that's pretty mind blowing to me of difference, which tells you that they'll probably be behind or have to at least stay in the game by throwing it. So that leads another reason to even bet on it more. Last year, he averaged 294 yards per game. So that's well over the 279. Obviously, some people might think, well, it's not really that well over, but it is actually.
What Derek Carr put up? This is who he played, right?
No,
that was the Raiders played the Chargers. What
Chargers
what
played
Murray
Raiders.
played up. Granted, he didn't really have
He
this receivers.
2 something. It was low twos. It was low twos from what I looked at. Last year, I'm right here. So that he also averaged 39 attempts and 26 completions. Like I said, it's right. What he did last game was right around his averages anyway. He went over this 10 out of 17 games last season, so that's 59%. Obviously, like I said last week, anything over 50, I'm looking at least and entertaining it based off of game script and injuries and stuff like that and who their matchup is. And I just like the matchup. I think it's going to be a shootout game. Divisional, KC's first home opener, so I think they're going to come out hot and wanting to swing it. Mahomes is going to want to shine, so he's going to be throwing it nonstop. Kelsey's going to want to get a lot of yards based off of what I'm thinking. And with that being said, I think Chargers are just going to have to stay with it and keep passing the ball over and over and over. His attempts is also at minus 122 at 37.5, meaning it should be more of a throwing than usual. Because if they're only giving you odds of 122 at 37.5, and last game he did 37 or 34 attempts, and his average is 39 attempts, then that probably means like, hey, he's going up on his higher end of attempts, which means he's probably going to throw the ball more, which means higher chance of hitting the over rather than the under. So with that all being said, I'm going to take it at
I feel like
1 unit.
Everybody's thinking, which is why the numbers are so high, the game script is going to be a high-scoring game. Like, the over-under has got to be in the 50s.
54.5.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, like,
that's another reason.
I just have this feeling that, like, it's not going to go how everyone's scripting it out to be. Mainly because it's a short week. Yeah. So they both just played.
It's Thursday night.
Their first game.
Divisional.
It's divisional. Wait, is it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's divisional. It's at night. It's prime time. I just feel like it's going to be a lot more, at least points-wise, it's going to be a lot more to grind out. They might still put up the yards, but I don't think it's going to be as high-scoring affair as people think it'll be. Like, they might actually start off slow.
Another thing,
or have a slow period.
To think about, too, is Mike Williams is their deep threat, right? It's a boom or bust. Last week, he shit the bed completely, and they barely even gave him attempts.
Targeted him.
So there's no way they're not going to get one deep one at least targeted, and hopefully that's a completion, and that's like 100 yards right there.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah, like I said, I just
a big number.
I feel like it's going to be lower than 54, which kind of leads into my gut feeling of my next pick, which I don't usually like these type of bets, mainly because it seems very specific. But I just went for the quarter that had the highest over-under. So that was the second quarter, and I took the under 16.5.
Just for that quarter?
Yeah, just for that quarter.
Or for that quarter to be final total?
Just for that quarter. So you would have to have over 3 scores of some sort.
You would want them almost to start off hot then.
Yeah, to an extent. The bad part about the second quarter is, like, let's say they do a long drive and it ends.
Well, there's a 2-minute warning, so it slows it down.
Well, 2 minutes not till the end. Yeah, but I'm just saying, let's say they do a long drive at the end of the first quarter, and then it happens to go into the second quarter with a minute left.
That's why 2's usually the biggest one.
Yeah, but I just have the same feeling that it's going to be a lower scoring game than what everyone thinks. And if you tell me they have to have, I would say they're not going to have more than 4 to 5 drives, because I see them at least getting a couple first downs. Like, they're not going to pause. But as long as one of those drives ends in a punt, turnover, or missed field goal, I'm pretty confident that not all 3 of the successful drives that end in scoring are all going to be touchdowns. So
I feel like it's just a big spin of the wheel. I mean, obviously, you can try to predict this to a certain extent.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little riskier because you're getting really specific because it's the second quarter.
Yeah.
But if you think about it in terms of, I think this is going to be a low-scoring game, let me just pull up the highest quarter. So that's what I did. I mean, if my next one would probably be just taking the total under.
They would need, what, 2 touchdowns and a field goal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would have to score, and they would have to have 3 successful drives.
Right, which obviously one of them is going to happen at the very end with however amount of minutes they have to go kick a field goal.
If I start off like the second quarter,
I guess it's kind of good
on actually. Like a punt or
like you said, as long as
a kickoff,
the first quarter doesn't end where they're about to score. Yeah, I think you'll be fine.
I think it would be a really good bet.
Yeah, I would definitely take that.
I don't think that's something they really offer live though, ever.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to that, to be honest. Not for quarters. All right, we'll jump it over to my second one. Apparently, it was the most liked player I bet on last year, according to FanDuel. So I guess I do like him because I'm betting on him again come week 2. Travis Kelce, over 80.5 receiving yards, minus 114, 2 units for this one. I know what Josh started thinking. Fucking Derwin James, and you got JC, what the hell? Jackson, you got a crazy
shut him down.
Good defense, blah blah blah, go forth. I completely agree with all that, but this is 80 yards. This is Travis Kelce without Tyreek Hill. This is a divisional game that is set at 54.
Yeah, he's going to rely on him.
I'm hoping, 100% going to rely on him. If he doesn't get more than 80 yards, they're not winning. Plain and simple as that. I'm not saying he's going to have like a 100-plus receiving yard game, but if he doesn't get over 80, they're not going to win.
What about 79.5?
Okay. They're still not going to win.
No?
No.
All right.
Definitely not. Because if he's getting that, it's probably coming off like stupid garbage time they're being behind, and they're probably not going to win. He's got to start off hot to stay with the Chargers, to be honest. But anyway, to go in a little bit of stats. Got 121 his last game on only 64% of the snaps. So this man wasn't even like close
targets.
I didn't check on that. But he had, I think it was like 12, maybe 11.
Yeah, I think he's going to get another double digit.
So, but either way, it's 64% of the game, and he's already getting 121. Obviously, we just talked about Chargers defense, so it's completely different than Cardinals, but it's his number one. It's his blanket guy, so it is what it is. He got 104 and 191 versus the Chargers last year, and Derwin James, like hurt. Josh said last year, was not hurt the first game, and he got 104.
He got hurt middle game.
No. The second game,
as soon as he came out.
No, the second game, go look at the stats. The second game, he got hurt. And that's where Kelce had 191 receiving yards.
All I'm saying is when he's in, he's nowhere near as good as he normally is.
Okay, but he got 104 receiving yards when he was in. No, he was in. Go look at it.
All right.
I checked it because I knew you were going to bring this up.
All right.
But he had 104 receiving yards. That's
can't take one game.
That's 24 more receiving yards than what the line's at. Even if Derwin James is in it and he doesn't have as good as a game as he did the first time they played last year, he's still going to be able to do it. I believe Kelce just put on his Instagram thing how he's talking about how Derwin James is like one of the toughest dogs out there that he's played against. So it just speaks volumes. But if he's done it with Derwin James last year, over 100, then he could probably do 80 this year by himself without Tyreek Hill having to get targeted in order to win versus the Chargers. Like, there's no way he's not going to get targeted at least 10 times. There's no way.
Look at his targets. Right. He should push close, but I just feel like there's no way he has a 100-yard game.
And if at any point this game comes down to KC having to win the game, like during the 2-minute warning or 2-minute drill, whatever the hell it is, like this dude's just going to try. He doesn't give a fudge. He's just going to throw to Kelce over and over and over and over and over again, and Kelce's going to do Kelce things. So anyway, jumping on my next point, he only went over this 5 out of 16 games last year, so it's really not that crazy. But that was with Tyreek Hill in. And this is him obviously doing 121 yards the first week versus the Cardinals, but doesn't really say much. But anyway, like I said, he's also Mahomes' security blanket. The game should be a shootout, honestly, in my opinion, with 54.5, like we just talked about, as total. Most likely it's going to be a high-scoring game. Even if it goes under 54.5, 48 still high, honestly, as a total.
Let's say
Obviously, once you go under 48, that's when it's starting to approach the lows. But honestly, it's set at higher, so let's just ride with Vegas. Vegas obviously knows something, but obviously with the divisional game on Thursday, like you said, coming off a short week, it can happen. It can go lower. But I'm just going to rock with it being at 80. It's not anything crazy like 100 that it's probably going to get to. If he does go over 80 versus Chargers, then it's probably going to go to 100 whoever he plays. J.C. Jackson is still questionable. I don't know if he is playing or not. He didn't play week 1. I didn't know that. But apparently he didn't play week 1. But even if he does play, it's not going to be 100%. So with that being said, I don't think J.C. Jackson would be his defender. I think Derwin James would be with the safety position. But obviously Derwin James can't be on him 24/7. And if he is, and he's still catching balls, then they're going to stick their second defender on them.
Chargers had 3 interceptions too.
Right.
Without J.C. Jackson.
Derek Carr. Completely different than Mahomes. Completely different.
3 interceptions, 6 sacks.
But you can get all the receptions you want. That's better from that bet, actually. Fuck it, dude. Go down the whole big time. Mahomes is just going to keep launching to his number 1 wide receiver. Get all those picks you want. Derwin James, all of them. But I like it at 80, so I'm going to take it with 2 units. That's 3 units on the night for me. Josh, jump over to your first.
I forgot to mention, I'm only putting a half unit on the under 16.5 second quarter.
That's good.
So it's negative 114 odds also. So jumping up to 3 for the night, and the last bet of the night. So, you always got to have a long shot because it's Thursday night football.
Wait, you did McKinnick at 2.5 units?
What? Yeah.
Ballsy.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Ballsy.
He better not hit me no 17.
How'd you get that shitty ass luck, dude?
Same game parlay. So I'm sticking with. I'm doing a 4-legger. So I have the 2 from before McKinnon over 17.5 receiving yards, under 16.5 total points second quarter, and my other 2 legs I'm adding a Mike Williams anytime touchdown. We have Keenan Allen hurt. I think this is his not redemption, but like comeback from a down week. He's going to get at least 8 targets this game. They're going to look for him in the red zone. It's going to be a very competitive game. So I think they're just going to go to their most reliable, biggest target in the red zone. Unless Eckler seems to be punching him in. I think he'll rely on Mike Williams this one.
I feel like he has to.
Yeah, like at least 2 red zone targets this game. At least. So if he pulls down 1, there it is. Or even just 1 big play. And then the last one, which seems like a lock, and I swear if this is the leg that misses, like I'm done making parlays.
The only way that happens if he's hurt. Only way.
That's what I think too, and then it just blows my mind sometimes. But we have Herbert, Justin Herbert, 200-plus passing yards the last leg. I was surprised how much it jumped up.
I bet you he went
Herbert,
under
though.
200 once in his career, I bet you.
But I only got 0.2 units on this same game parlay, and we have plus 999 odds. So right at 1,000 for
I
a
think it's a little
4-legger.
bit of a jinx, though. It's teasing you, but
I mean, you have Herbert over 274, right? So that one's got to hit. It's really just about my other 2 hitting.
Mike Williams TD, that's what it's going to come down to. And then the second quarter thing.
Yeah, like if the second quarter hits,
McKinnon.
I'm pretty confident the rest will hit.
Right.
So,
but to get to your point too, I thought it was only going to be 1, but
honestly, if you wanted to switch it up, the same game parlay, you'll probably get the same odds if you take the under for the total game. Just so you don't feel like you lost the bet right away, you could take the under 54.5. You said,
yeah,
instead of the second quarter, you'll probably get very similar odds. It might jump down to like 900, but I like that too.
Yeah, looking at his games, I thought it was only going to be 1 his whole career, but he honestly went under 200 3 times. 2 of them were 195, and then 1 of them was 187.
So if we
that's
hit,
pretty mind blowing, dude.
Yeah, it is. And if we hit that this game in a game that's probably one of the highest projected scoring games,
yeah, that would be pretty funny.
Pissed.
All right, we'll jump over to my last bets. I got 2 more. Run through the one real fast. I don't really need to put much explanation into it, but Chargers plus 4.5, minus 114, 1 unit. I'm going to take it 1 unit because anything can happen, and line. It's just a spread. I don't really like spreads, to be honest, because there's not much trends to follow.
But at least you get it.
What's that?
So at least you get points if you like the Chargers.
Right. You get plus 4.5 points. I feel like that's very disrespectful to the Chargers, especially coming off of what they just did. Obviously, it's versus the Raiders. But I don't care what you say. If J.C. Jackson plays in this game, I think they're going to win the game or lose by a field goal. Like Casey goes down, scores a field goal, whether it's by 3, 2, or 1. It doesn't really matter. They're going to win it by a field goal if that's how Chargers are going to lose it. Because everyone knows, I hope you would know, all last season, Chargers basically didn't make the playoffs because, like, super field goal, one-score games. So I doubt they're going to lose by more than 4.5, especially in divisional games. I just can't see it happen. The only downfall is they don't have Keenan Allen, but I believe Herbert can get it done with his legs if he has to. Or, honestly, they could just rock it with Eckler and just run all over.
Other receivers stepped up anyways.
Yeah.
They have a lot of receivers.
Yeah.
That are capable of doing what Keenan does.
But I'm going to take that one unit, jump on my last bet, my last prop bet, too. Eckler over 4.5 receptions, minus 138. Obviously, it's a little bit juiced. I'm putting at 2 units. Honestly.
What is this one? Eckler what?
Eckler over 4.5 receptions. Honestly, looking at all of his stats, it doesn't really happen much, to be honest. He caught 4 for 4 targets last game. So I guess I was right earlier when I was saying 4 for 4.
Yeah.
He caught 4 for 4. 4 out of his 4 targets last game, and he only played 49%. Again, same thing as Kelsey. He had 64. This dude only played 49%. So he played less than 50% of the snaps when he usually plays like 60 to 70. I don't know what his average snap percentage is, but from what I've looked at, he usually has like 60 to 70s. And this man played under 40, caught all of his targets, and got 4 receptions. So all you need is one more of that. You're playing divisional game. Hopefully it's high scoring.
6 targets though.
Yeah. But hopefully it's a high scoring divisional close game or they're just behind, but I doubt they'll be behind. Actually, they could be. But Keenan Allen may be out. I doubt he's going to play because he pulled his hammy or something.
They already say he's out.
Oh, they ruled him out. All right, so he's not playing. Last year, like I said, I started looking at the numbers. It honestly wasn't that great it's a perfect line for Vegas, but not that great to bet on. But I like it, to be honest, just with the game script and everything that's coming on. Last year, he averaged 4.5 receptions when healthy on average. The last 2 times he played KC, he got 6 receptions and 4 receptions, so obviously juggling right between the 4.5 where the line is. He got 4 one time, 6 the other time. KC let up 8 receptions to the RBs the last game, which they played Cardinals. That's James Conner. He's and then the
pretty good pass catcher. What do you mean?
Yeah,
because he's off the Steelers. My man's a good pass catcher.
I love James Conner. I have his book. It's the only book I have, really. But anyway, I just don't think he's really like a pass catcher kind of dude. I think he's more of like a do it all
pass catcher.
Nah. But and then they have, who's the other guy? I can't say. It's not
Benjamin.
Yeah, Benji. That's right.
But some other guy.
Not really much. Obviously, that's 8 targets, but we all know Eckler can demand the backfield, especially if they're down. Like I said, he only got 4 targets and 4 catches on 49% of the snaps. So if they need him, he will play more snap percentage, and that should go up. So I'm banging on that. And he averages 5.9 targets per game last year with a catch percentage of 74%. And 7 games, he caught all of his targets. So he doesn't really drop his catches.
I feel like he only drops catches like if they're just not
bullshit thrown.
Yeah, or
at his feet.
He already has a player coming right at him.
I feel like he would still even catch it then, to be honest.
Yeah, but sometimes it's not smart to. If you're behind the line of scrimmage, you're about to get nailed.
Most of the time, there's all players just catch regardless. And
yeah, I know. I don't know why,
but most of the time you see it do it and they lose yards. But we're not here for the yardage. We're here for the targets and the game script. So hopefully it goes that way. And like I said, he usually doesn't drop any of his catches, usually because it's probably close to the line of the scrimmage. It's usually just dump offs, or it's just like a planned script to just get him out in the open field 5 yards out and then toss it over the lines, and then get it to him and let him run with open field. So that's my last bet. Again, that's how many 2 units.
Oh,
Yeah, so I
You got a
got
lot.
2 2s and
you
2
got, like,
1s.
5.
I got 6 units altogether.
Oh snap!
Yeah, I got 6
I only
units. in
got
this.
a 3.2. Yeah, 3.2.
Let's play for high scoring. Let's play for a close game. Let's play for fuck it, Chargers to win, because that will help me with all my bets. Chargers to win,
Yeah, I
but
like
not by a lot.
Chargers to win.
High scoring game. Let's rock
I want
it.
to be competitive, lowish.
I feel
score.
like we game scripted last Thursday pretty good, prediction wise.
Oh yeah,
I would say we did. Predicted both Bills to win, or we both predicted Bills to win.
yeah. I
Predicted Henderson to come out more than Akers. Akers was not even the starter. He wasn't in the
We
first
had a
play.
good first day.
Yeah, great first day to be honest. So
And then
let's hope we have
crazy ass games happen.
and somehow, some way, I got the Singletary under, but by a yard. But
One line I
that is
was
what it
looking
is.
for when I pulled the McKinnon line out that I wish they had out already, but they didn't. McKinnon's over receptions, because I feel like they're going to have it at like 2.5, kind of like Hunt's, and I would really like that too.
McKinnon. Let me see right now.
I looked it up like an hour ago and it wasn't on it.
Yeah,
but-
they're weird with that shit.
Yeah, no, they wait till last minute.
I'm
'cause they know
gonna
it's a
let
good
you guys
bet.
know too. If you guys play with FanDuel, they got the no sweat same game parlay bet. Basically, you just got to do plus 400 odds or greater, which is basically plus 500, plus 600, so on and so forth. Nothing negative though. It's got to be 3 legs. So just go to the promos, place it up. Mine, I'm not putting it part of our thing, but mine is for Juju to score touchdown. He didn't score last time, but he got a bunch of targets, plays that slot. So let's hopefully it's a high scoring game and he throws and gets a touchdown. And then I got Chargers at plus 12.5 and then over 51.5 points. So I'm hoping for that high scoring
Over's
game.
gonna kill you.
It might, but you never really know. I mean, if Juju's
Took, like, under
catching
58.
touchdown, it should probably be high scoring game.
You got 400 for it.
What's that? And I got 400 plus 404 for it.
It's not
So
bad.
I just try to get as close as I can with the over and the Chargers spread. But honestly, I could see it. The reason I took Chargers spread so high is because I could see, for whatever weird reason, KC just balling out and
No,
showing
not that
up.
high.
Well, that's why I put it.
They're not
that high.
winning by more than.
I truly don't think it's going to go under 50 points total.
There's
That's
no way
crazy.
Chargers lose by more than 9.
You think it's going to go under 50 points total?
52 is right where I would feel comfortable with betting under, but that's right at where I think it'll be. So if I'm comfortable, I'd probably more like 48.
Because if one of them go down, to both these QBs and offenses are just going to be super fast paced, just let's fucking destroy them. It's a divisional game.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean they're going to score.
Yeah. But anyway, jump over to FanDuel, jump on that no sweat same game parlay, and just have some fun because you get your money back in free bets. That doesn't mean you get your money back; just means you have to bet it again, basically. But if you're always continuing to bet with us, then you can continue to bet with using the free bets. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
I don't think so. I mean, I still got to look into DraftKings and a couple other books just to see what's out there, but nothing I've seen already. That's a good promo.
Let's jump over to real fast before we end it. Can you pull up FanDuel on here on the screen? Try to pull it up real fast. While they're talking, or while he's doing that, we're gonna try to do a anytime touchdown scorer and predict it on the podcast of who we think would be the best anytime touchdown scorer that isn't in the top 2.
Talking about Thursday?
Yeah. So we just got to pick someone that's not the top 2 favored to get the thing, and just say who we like as our top 2 or our top to get a touchdown, top 1 to get a touchdown, whatever it is. And maybe if you're trying to do a same game parlay and you're trying to find someone with a touchdown, because obviously that's where you can get good odds.
And you already know who mine is.
For real, you're really gonna take him?
Yeah, mine would be Mike Williams if I'm not taking top 2.
Okay. Yours would be Mike Williams, which we got at plus 160.
I would like Mike Williams, Gerald Everett. I think Gerald Everett showed a lot of.
I like Gerald Everett.
He was getting a lot of opportunity first game, and that was with a little bit of Keenan Allen taking up the initial targets. He was really used as a wide receiver, not a tight end, so he's not really in for blocking. When he's in to run routes. So I see him getting at least 5 targets. He's another bigger body guy. He's had a decent career. He's just never been the tight end.
Right. If we're looking farther, deeper into it, Who would you look at?
Deeper?
I'm looking at deeper. I'm looking at Sony Michel, dude. To be honest, if Eckler like breaks one far away or something, gets tired, Sony Michel's next guy up. But is he not? Definitely not Spiller. From what I
It's
saw
not Joshua Kelly.
I don't. It might
Pretty
be.
sure it is.
Actually.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I'll
I
have to
really
check on that.
think they both are just ass at being the hammer.
Sony
Michel's only good behind lines.
I also like Guyton. Isn't he their tight end? I believe. Or tight end or really tall wide receiver. One of the two.
Guyton is their tight end.
I kind of like him. I know he's screen.
I feel like he's taking the back seat to Everett.
That's
Everett's
right.
just showing him up.
Everett wasn't with him last year. Where was Everett?
Isn't Justin Watson like a rookie for the Chiefs? That was getting a lot of hype.
Yeah, but what's his name would be a better pick in my eyes. Is why don't I see him?
Honestly, one I kind of like. If you want to go crazy odds, just because you're bored, I really don't like any of them. But if you want to go crazy odds, I would take the Chargers defense.
Ooh, I kind of like that too.
They had 3 picks last week. They had 6 sacks. There's going to be at least 1 to 2 turnovers by the Chiefs.
I think I need J.C. Jackson
I find
to play.
it difficult that turnover is going to turn into a pick six or a fumble recovery, but you never know.
That's why I need J.C. Jackson to play, to be honest.
But, I mean, I really don't like any of the higher odds guys in a competitive game.
I mean, 480, I like the Justin Herbert as well.
Holmes isn't bad, plus 410. He sometimes does those simple, easy run-ins.
Yeah, I feel like I always think that, but then he really doesn't.
I know you taken him
doesn't
last year at plus. I remember he was plus 300s.
Yeah, but I don't think he had 2 rushing touchdowns last year.
See what he had last year. The whole year.
The whole year. That's what I'm saying. I feel like it's something that people think that, but he actually really doesn't. But it's the same thing with Herbert. It's people think he can actually run, which he can. It's just I don't think that's what they game script towards the red zone.
Pretty sure. Is it just last game?
Herbert
or maybe
had
it was
3.
a preseason game where he I think it was last game. He went to go. It was at the red zone, probably at the 4-yard line. He was sweeping out to the right, and he was acting like he was about to run it himself. Just pitched it to the right, touchdown.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. They do a lot of weird action.
He never risks his body, but he's almost right there every time. I can definitely score.
That's why I love KC for weird, different people to score. Legitimately, they can pitch it off to anyone. This dude just moves out of the pocket and just play actions and just lobs it to someone, and it's whoever's in front of him gets the damn ball, gets a touchdown. I'm pretty sure they had a lineman score a touchdown last year.
You see your guy drop crazy Fortson.
Yeah,
he went from plus 800 to plus.
Dude, he got 2 targets. He got the first target. He scored a touchdown. The second, and then he got a second target in the red zone. So I think it's just really just from watching preseason and then looking into his last year number. I was like, damn, this dude gets actually looked at in the red zone. They just using their 2 tight ends.
You don't think DeAndre Carter will stay hot?
No,
I don't think so either. But sometimes I hate myself for not staying on the hot streak.
Yeah, I think he was open more than
he only had 4 targets,
because no one paid attention to him.
Big targets.
Now people are going to pay attention to him especially if Mike Williams is out. They're going to pay attention to him. They're not going to let him do that again, especially with this KC rivalry.
I don't think Clyde's odds have ever been that low either.
You know who I likes a lot too? I don't know why Juju's
sucks.
second, dude. That's pretty wild.
He's not second.
He's second favorite, is he not?
No, he's not. He's 4th.
I might like
Kelsey,
Juju,
Eckler,
then.
Clyde.
Yeah, I guess mine would be Juju then.
Yeah, yours are back to back pretty much.
Yeah,
but
yours is a little bit better.
Mike Williams is a better red zone threat.
Who's their deep target now? MVS or Hardman?
Honestly, I have no fucking idea. I mean, MVS is the quicker one by a little bit.
Hardman only got targeted twice last game.
Marquez didn't do shit either.
No, he had 50 yards. Let me see. Scantling?
I'm pretty sure he's Marquez, Valdez, Scantling, MVS.
Are you spelling Scant wrong?
Scant is, just type in Valdez.
I'll just type in Marquez. He got 44 yards, 4 catches, 4 targets, 4 catches. Not too bad.
That's not awful, honestly, but
for his first game with Juju and Kelsey doing what they did, it's pretty good. But I would have to say mine's Juju. Yours is Mike Williams. I like the Mike Williams one a lot. Honestly, Clyde's a good one too. at plus money. Or them just. I think they're gonna rely. I think they're gonna rely on him though.
I don't trust them.
I don't know. I think they're gonna give him the first look.
Made a lot of money betting under him, and now he has one good game. And everyone's like, "Oh shit!"
We'll have to see.
Oh shit!
All right. Well, you want to jump off this FanDuel, switch it over to our faces, and we will close this one out. If you guys are not subscribed, please subscribe. If you are subscribed, unsubscribe, and please subscribe again. It would be beautiful. Like I said before, like, comment, and share. Sharing is caring, and that's the only thing I really care about. So that's pretty much it. That's all we got, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.
Later.